I want to take you through the basics of setting up a Zoom meeting now that we're all doing online teaching, and Zoom is one of the popular interfaces that we are using to reach our students. So if you haven't been into Zoom before and this is your first time you've signed up, just want to show you the different parts of Zoom. So before we do anything, you could go, there's a settings button here, and the most important thing about the settings button is the location of any recording, which is shown up here. Okay, so we may come back to that later, but for now that's important. And the other important thing about the settings button is the audio. So you could actually test your mic and you can test your speaker, and that's very important. So once you've set up with the audio, you know your mic is working, you know your speaker is working, then that is the important thing that you need to worry about. We can look at many other items here later on, but for now I just want to get you started in Zoom. Okay, let's assume that in 1 hour's time you want to have a meeting with students. Okay, and maybe this is a reoccurring meeting for this time every week for the next 12 weeks. Okay, so you will actually, instead of clicking new meeting, you will go into schedule. And so this is where you might type in, okay, I'm going to have a workshop. And then we type in workshop. And since it's a reoccurring meeting, we're not going to say when it starts and the duration. So we're going to click on reoccurring. And we're not going to click on personal meeting. We're going to click on generate automatically. Next, password, you could skip over that because normally this is education. So it's not like you are charging $1,200 an hour for your specific consultation. This is your teaching for your university. So it's not about you requiring students to have a password. And then we're going to have the host video on and a participants video. The option should be on. And then we're going to have telephone and computer audio. So that allows for students to dial in if they want to. It's always better to have a broader range of options rather than a narrower range of options for people to participate. One more thing, we want to go to advanced options, and it's very important to enable join before host. What does that mean? Well, maybe you set the meeting for 2 o'clock one afternoon and you're not going to join until 2 o'clock, and maybe you have 10 out of your 30 students logging in at 1:58 p.m. and they go in and realize no one's there. What's going on? I thought the instructor said there was going to be a meeting at 2 o'clock. Then that's what's going to happen if you don't enable join before host. So always enable join before host, so it enables your participants to join before 2 p.m. if that's the stated time that you are going to open up the Zoom meeting. And then you can go schedule, and in the schedule, once you say scheduling, then Zoom is going to go to your email default setting and create an invitation. So what does that look like? Well, let me show you what it looks like. Here is what it looks like here. And so you're going to have a workshop and it's going to have a start time. Now this is all optional, but what's important is that all you have to do is say, click this, hi there, Neil is inviting you to a Zoom meeting. And most important is the code. And so I would copy that and then you paste it into Moodle, and then you tell the students when you want them to join the meeting. So you don't have to actually create a specific time in Zoom for the meeting to occur. What is important is that you have created a code that is available for you to use throughout the semester. And you put it into Moodle and you say to students, come to this code at 2 p.m. every Wednesday afternoon for the next 10 or 12 weeks. And then the students will come to this code. Why? Because you have created a reoccurring meeting. Now it's possible for you to now say, okay, we're going to have 2 p.m. here and we're going to go for 1 hour, but it's always better to go over and then make it reoccurring. And then again, you're allowing that to reoccur every week on a particular Wednesday at 2 p.m. and then start, and then the end of the occurrence end after maybe 49 occurrences, or maybe we just want to do for 12 weeks, so there's 12 occurrences, and Zoom will automatically create that for you. And so now you have actually entered in a reoccurrence that will happen every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So in your Zoom, you'll have it as a reoccurring meeting, but what students need to know is this code here. That's all the students need to know, okay? They don't need to know that it's reoccurring. They just need to know that when they come to Wednesday every 2 o'clock, they can use that code. So there you go. We've created that. We saved the changes. Yes, we sent that off. And now we can go into the home and we can look at meetings and show, and then we can say that you can see that the workshop has been created, and that workshop is for 2 p.m. every Wednesday, but that's, you're telling the students to come to this workshop at 2 p.m. every Wednesday in your learning management system. But for you, all you need to know is the meeting ID, and that's what the students need to know every week for the next 12 weeks. Okay, you can be a bit more sophisticated and actually schedule in a reoccurring meeting, and then you're going to click reoccurring, and then again, if you schedule, then Zoom is going to ask you to schedule in that reoccurring meeting. So what am I telling you here is that you could actually set up your Zoom reoccurring meeting as a Zoomed scheduled reoccurring meeting, or in your learning management system as a reoccurring meeting where you actually manually open that meeting up every week for the next 12 weeks. So you can go one way or another, and my suggestion is you just manually organize that and you put it in your learning management system as a reoccurring meeting, and then all students need to know is the ID and where to go at 2 o'clock every Wednesday. Just another note on the settings. As I said, the most important part is your audio, your video. Okay, there you are. You can see me on the video, and the location of the recording file. As I've said record video during the screen sharing or during the Zoom session, as most universities may require the Zoom sessions to be recorded. Of course, there are many other aspects, but in today's session, I just wanted to make it very, very specific for setting up and just getting a meeting happening. Okay, so click in for another sharing session where I actually tell you more detailed aspects of Zoom, but for now, this is getting started with the basics in Zoom. Thank you, and catch you in another video. Bye for now.